Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be about this makeup look that I'm wearing right here, right now. And I really like how this look turned out. It's a fun, colorful, summery look. So if you guys want to know how to get this look, then please keep on watching. So I'm going to start off with my base, for which I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me foundation, and I'm going to mix it with my favorite BB cream from Pond's. Now I bought this foundation in the winter, so it's kind of a little lighter for me right now because I am somewhat tanned. So I just mixed it with the BB cream because it adds the much needed yellow pigment to this foundation. And here I'm just going to use a buffing brush first to buff the foundation into the skin so that I get a little bit more coverage than usual. And then I would just go back with a damp makeup sponge and blend the foundation furthermore. And wherever I felt like I needed a little bit more coverage, I went ahead and added one more layer with the help of that damp makeup sponge. See, I have oily skin, but I really do not like the idea of completely matte foundation. So I make sure that I use my damp makeup sponges whenever I'm putting on foundations because the moisture in the sponge does give the foundation somewhat dewy look. So if you're having issues with matte foundations, try using any makeup sponge, a damp makeup sponge. And next, I am just color correcting the inner corner of my eyes. Now, because we are using such dark and intense colors, make sure that you're color correcting your under eye as well as the inner corner of the eyes. Now, for the concealer part, I'm using a lighter concealer from this Makeup Revolution palette, and I'm just, brightening the inner corner of my eyes. And I like using my fingers for this purpose because the warmth of the fingers really melts away the concealer into your skin. And then I like to go back with damp makeup sponge to blend it furthermore. Now for setting everything in place, I use this Lakme Absolute Compact Powder, and this is hands down one of the best compact powders, which is also budget friendly. I really like how fine this powder is, and I like to apply the powder in patting motions and not swirl the brush. Because I think that just moves the foundation from its place. So make sure to pat the powder onto your face and not swirl the brush. Next was the time for the brows. So here I'm just shaping and filling in my brows. Okay, so moving on to the eyes, I use this Inglow eye base first, and I applied it all over the lids, took it up till the brow bone, and even applied some on the lower lash line because we will be using eyeshadows there as well, so we want the colors to pop out really well. And then I just set it with a skin colored eyeshadow. You can also use a compact powder though. For the eyeshadow, I took this beautiful blue eyeshadow from Color Essence. I mean, I've had this foundation. What am I saying? I've had this eyeshadow with me for so long, but I never used it. And oh my god, I was pleasantly surprised. It's such a pretty color. So I just took a flat eyeshadow brush and I'm just patting why am I saying foundation? I'm patting this eyeshadow on the lids and I'm going to blend it into my crease. Now make sure to stay below your crease area. Do not blend this above the crease. Keep it well below the crease area, and you would have to repeat this step like 4 or 5 times, like pat the eyeshadow on the lid, blend it out a little bit, pat it again. So do this few times until you're happy with the blending and the intensity of the eyeshadow. Next, I took a neutral mid to dark brown eyeshadow, and I just applied it on the outer V of the eye first, and then I blended it in towards the inner corner. I blended this color in my crease. I'm not going to take it too much inside, just keep it somewhere mid crease, and then taking a fluffy blending brush, I just blended out the edges and went back with that blue eyeshadow on the lid area to get the color back, and just blur out the edges so that it doesn't look like a harsh line over there. Moving on to the lower lash line, I used a purple eyeshadow from a elf eyeshadow palette that I've had for years now, and I'm just applying it on my lower lash line with a small blush, not blush, brush, and apply few coats of this as well for the color to really show up, and then just smudge it out and blend it out a little bit. Next, I used a kohl to line my inner as well as no, the lower as well as the upper lash line. I'm just tight lining my water lines, not really lining the lash line, just tight lining them. This really makes the colors pop out and brings the whole look together. Now for highlighting, I am using a silver colored eyeshadow from a Makeup Revolution Salvation palette, and I'm just using it for highlighting the inner corners and just a tiny bit on the brow bone. Then I just I lined my lids. Is that a word? I'm applying a simple plain eyeliner, and I just went off camera and applied false lashes by PAC. These are the PAC 61. Now, since the eyes are like really the center of focus, so I wanted to keep the rest of the face really simple. So I won't be using much color on my cheeks or even on the lips, but I wanted to add a little more structure to the face. So I thought, I'll go a little heavy, not really heavy, but yeah, I wanted the contouring to be like there. So I used a Savannah eyeshadow, pastel eyeshadow palettes, and there is this beautiful matte taupe colored eyeshadow which I used for contouring. So here I'm just contouring my cheekbones, the jawline. I also contoured the forehead, the nose, and applied some contouring powder on the cupid's bow and also below my lower lip. Now this contour might look a little harsh right now, but don't worry, the entire look would come together. And also once I'm done contouring my face, I make it a point to go back with either a clean brush or take a brush with some compact powder on it and blend the contours like really well, so that way it looks a little more natural. Not really natural, but yeah, it looks a little more blended and doesn't look very harsh or in your face. So that's one tip that I swear by, and I think you should also try it out once. Now for the blush, I'm using this Makeup Revolution lacquer in the shade Rush, and I'm just applying it with my fingers first, and then I went back and used a damp makeup sponge to blend it out furthermore. As you can see, it doesn't add a lot of color to the cheeks, but yeah, it does add a little something. And then I went back to the Makeup Revolution Cover and Conceal palette, and I used a shade similar to my skin tone first, and then I used a lighter shade for highlighting the inner corner, not the inner corner, the under eye area. And then I went back and used my damp makeup sponge and blended the concealer. And I went back again and set this with a compact powder. Now coming to the lips, I used a nudish lip pencil from Maybelline, and I just outline my lips first and fill it in. Now this is really great color for whenever you're wearing intense eyes. This is a great color to wear with those kind of eye looks. But I found it a little bit darker for my complexion, so I went ahead and topped it with a little bit of compact powder for lightening the color. And for highlighting, I am using a Savannah shimmer brick in the shade bronze, and I'm just highlighting the tops of my cheeks, the cupid's bow, and yeah, that's pretty much what I highlighted. I did not like to highlight my nose because I think that is one of the I don't really like drawing attention to that part, so I don't highlight my nose. And then in the end, I set everything with a toner, and that's about it. I hope you guys like it. Bye.